G'day everyone. Listen, Vic here from Austrack Crew.
Just thought today, we've had a couple of questions about our van and people were interested in what it took to get the van ready for 4 months on the road and what it looks like afterwards. So we thought we'd give you a bit of a rundown on the Austrack Crew Tanami 15. A little bit nervous because it's a warts and all look at what it really looks like after we've done 4 months on the road. So Bliss is going to start off and he's going to show you the outside of the van and what we've done and what it looks like now.
Alright, let's get into it. Okay, start off with the very front here. This is just your typical standard drawbar. It's got a hitch which took a bit of getting used to, but I really like it. It's a 3.5 ton rating. These are jockey wheels are really good. Now this is a toolbox, comes standard on the van, and this is where we store our gas bottles. We've got 2.9 kilos, which has been more than enough for what we need on our trips. You can see it's dirty. It's, as Vic said, warts and all. Anyway, we'll clean up when we get home. But yeah, 2.9 kilos. Usually this is where the barbecue lives, the little Ziggy, but because we've got everything unpacked at the moment, we just got our solar bags and the stuff we're not actually using to get out of the truck, and our shoes and stuff, so they're easy to access, but they're out of the road as well. So yeah, and we've got our filler tank there for our diesel heater, which has been a handy addition to this van. Up there we have our Austrack Crew logo. You might see that around a bit more now these days. Come around here, storage. Just in here we got storage. Top drawer, my drawer, just caravan bits and pieces, and you know, drill. Get yourself a drill if you haven't got one. Just bought a little blower. It helps just keep things a bit tidy, mats and inside the rig and stuff like that. Chargers, just levelers, anything we need for the van. Spare tail light because I broke one. I'll show you that in a minute. Just bits and pieces you may or may not need for the van or when you're away. I've got our, it's nice easy access, I know where that is. Bottom drawer, Vic's drawer, full, I mean full of actual food and tins of stuff and wraps, and we've been on the island here for 2 weeks now, and we've used a lot of stuff out here. Look how much gear's still in it, but that's a big, deep drawer. You get the whole use of that drawer. You can jam whatever you want in there, you know, bits and pieces, food, whatever you like. But got the sunbuster there. It'd be an ideal drawer for that, but Vic's taken it over, so I can't use it for that. Anyway, can't have everything.
No dust.
Oh, no dust. And all the road we've been on, I haven't really cleaned it. There's a little bit there, not much, but no dust really. You can see on the front of the drawers that it's pretty clean, considering we've been on a lot of dirt roads, Gibb River Rd stuff. So the seals work really well on this door. So as far as the dust is gone, it's only got around the edges where it doesn't seal. Outside of that, perfect. So we're really happy with the seals in this van. It's fantastic. This one here is where I store my Jenny. Electrical gear, hoses, fuel, bits and pieces. Like we've got our outside area all goes in here. We're using the navigator bag for our hoses and stuff. Get it in and out pretty easily. That's the cover for our Jenny. And Jenny's currently out at the moment. We'll give her a run this afternoon and pack it away because we won't need it again. We get just, you know, bits and pieces for the van, the sump hose and black water hose, grey water hose and stuff like that. So just things for the Jenny and general stuff for the van. Good little spot if you get one of these for a generator.
And it doesn't stink up your van. There's no smell of fuel inside the van. In other bits and pieces that we've used before, we've been able to smell the fuel smell, but this drawer, you can't smell any kind of diesel or anything coming through, which wifey likes.
Yeah, yeah, thanks dear. Cassette for the toilet, don't really need to see what's in there. Front water tank, we've got 2 tanks, one there, one there. Both of them hold 115 litres per each, so we can carry 230 litres of water. Underneath, there's a grey water tank, so this van is fully self-contained. It'll hold 80 litres by itself. and then when you get to a dump point somewhere you can empty. So it's really well set up for fully self-contained off-grid camping. Just in here, it's outside showers, hot and cold water in there. You can bring it out. Boop. You can put a, we've got a, what's the name, a curtain or whatever you want to call it, tent that goes up there, but we just don't use it. We put something in the ground for the kids, or we just put a mat there and just wet ourselves down with it. It's good for these sort of situations where you get really sandy and you don't want to cut it all in your van all the time. But yeah, really handy. So that's where we plug our water into. Aerial for the radio. Got an outside light if you're really setting up in the night. This van's got lights all around it. One there, one at the back, and one on the other side where our awning side is. And it's really handy if you're setting up at night time. You just need to walk around the van. You can see where you're going. Truma hot water system. Runs off electric 240 and gas. You run it off gas, you got to pull this cover off. See, dirty, uncleaned. Gibb River Rd, thank you very much. But you got to run it on gas. You just take that off. 240, it just stays on. Really good system. Takes about 10 minutes to heat up on gas. Probably about the same, maybe 12, 15 minutes maybe on electricity. But it's very handy to have. So love it. Pop out bed. Just our spare wheel carrier. You can see me broken line. That's why I got a sparey. I backed into a tree. It didn't skip point. I still haven't got over it, but anyway, we've got a new light, so I'll fix that when we get home. Just where I put my barbie plate, wanted to cook pizzas for the Ziggy. Just down, I don't think you can see. I'll come around this side. Sunbuster awnings, awesome bits. If you haven't got them, have a look at them. Just under here, we got our bayonet fittings for our gas. One of them is for the stove and the other one is for our barbecue, so we don't have to cart an extra gas bottle for the barbecue. Just plumb straight into the van. Makes it real easy. Happy days. Ziggy, we've had this thing for a while and given it an absolute flogging, and I wouldn't be without it. And it folds up nicely. It sits in the toolbox beautifully. It just cooks so well. Cooks pizzas and roast and whatever you want. Very handy, a bit of kit. Stove, 3-burner stove. Pulls in and out perfectly if you just want to make a cuppa or something on the side of the road. Pull it out, or you just use the one inside with Vic. We'll show you later. Drawers and stuff, cutlery, bits and pieces, whatever you need. Drying rack there for stuff that needs to dry. Good tip. Pantry, another one of Vic's drawers. Full of condiments and sauces and stuff, so very handy, I say.
I'm the queen of condiments. Want a good hamburger? Get over to our tent, because I cannot resist a good relish.
So there's at least one of everything in here, if not two. Anyway, very handy to have just here when you're cooking. That's all available. If you haven't seen, it's just all here. The other lights again, we put some yellow tape on here just to help with because they're a really bright white light, these. And we've got a bit of a tip off another caravan. You get some yellow painter's tape from Bunnings and just stick that on there. And so far it's worked pretty well. It's getting a bit tattered, but it's still working. But when it gets old, just pull it off and replace it. But that's a good little tip. It works really well. So yeah, you got it up here as well. Just takes that whiteness out of it and keeps the bugs down a fair bit. What have we got here? This is our King's, I suppose, what do you call it?
Pantry.
Pantry, good word. Which we put our biscuits and bread and bananas and stuff, whatever we know. We don't use it all the time. We only drag that out when we set up for more than a few days, or, you know, like we're set up here at the moment. So that's very handy to keep stuff out of the van, in reach but out of the way, and stops us killing the bread. We're pretty good at killing bread. We cannot get bread without squashing it, so it's sort of got half a chance in there. Anyway, here we have a drifter bag. We found these pretty good. Like it's canvas. It's real heavy duty sort of canvas, and it's got the clear top on it, so you can see what's in it. And Vic uses this just to put out pots and pans. This is our pizza cooking stuff. A few pots and just bits and pieces. Probably, I think there's way too much crap in here, but anyway, she thinks she needs it all. But I think this is a very handy bit of kit. Like puts an actual milk crate in there, and then you put it in the bag, keeps it waterproof. And you just don't need it for this. You could use it for anything you want, fuels and things like that. Really good thing. It's been full of water, and Vic left the top open. It rained there the other day, and it ran in there. All I had to do was just chip it out, it dried itself, and happy days. And yeah, good little addition. We got these before we left. Didn't know how they'd go. Pretty happy with it. For that reason, we've got another one in the back of the truck too we use for shoes, but the shoes won't be living in there for much longer because we've got 500 pairs of shoes we don't need, so we'll find another use for that. We'll show you that later when we do find a use for it. Up here's our everyday living, coffees and just stuff we use every day, barbecue saws, Bushmans, keep it in stock, itchy stuff. Bought that at Adelaide River, works pretty well. They tell you it works, we think it does, but it's not everywhere, so buy it in bulk if you can. Salts and yeah, we usually have cereal, that we've run out of that now, so just everyday stuff's here. We keep it sort of half tidy, but you can't. You're in the wind and the sand and the dust, it's always hard to keep really clean, so we just keep it tidy. What else we got?
Bin.
Oh, a bin. Folds up to nothing, easy to cart around, but if you set up long term, very handy to have something to put a bag in. Put your rubbish in, it's not going to blow around unless you keep it outside, it might. Just handy to have something like that to put your rubbish in, pull your bag out, get rid of it, put a fresh one in there, everything's sort of in its place, it's not blowing around everywhere, making a mess and things like that. So the Coke's just snags, I just jammed it there, we've got to stop the fridge up again later. But yeah, just another mention on this, while we're on the inside, this is our sunbus kit. And we bought it for this trip, and we didn't know going to be any good, but we've really liked it. It's really worked. Like it's been set up like this for 2 weeks, and we've got a bit of wind now, you can see that, and it stands up really well on the wind and rain, and just it's really handy, and it doesn't really let the water in. You can see it keeps a lot of the sun out, so it's very shady. We can see through it, but it keeps a lot of the sun out. Same with the sides, all good, and you've got the PVC top, keeps the water out as well when you get in the fridge or cooking. But anyway, moving on. Fridge. Big fridge. Big dryer, slide out drawer. We use a Dometic 95 litre fridge / freezer. It's like a fridge and freezer. It's not a dual zone, it's just a 1 lid fridge, which we find works for us because we given up on freezing stuff. It just can't do it. Try dual zone, it just uses so much power, so we just use that. Perfect bit of kit for us. So what else we've got here? I think that's about it for the tile. We've got our flooring here. King's flooring. It's good. We've had it for 4 or 5 years now, and yeah, Vic wants this other stuff, but until this sort of gets wrecked, I can't see a problem with it. It just keeps working, it sweeps off okay, it does the job. Yeah, but anyway.
I wanted one of those recycled ones, those really cool ones with patterns, and Bliss said when this one wears out you can get one of them, and we've had it 4 years and we can't bloody kill it. He just takes it home, hangs it on the line and hits it with a pressure washer, and after 4 years I'm never getting one of them mats.
Yeah, so anyway, I think that's all I can tell you about the outside. Besides, it's got 300 watts of solar on the roof. It's got a Dometic air conditioner. It come with 3 batteries, AGM batteries, but it's only got 2 gels in it at the moment because I wrecked the other AGMs. Are only like 100 amp hour anyway, and I wrecked those in the first 12 months. That's a long story. Anyway, so we've got a couple of gels in there. When they go, we're going to upgrade it to lithium for our next trip, but they've done the job. They had no qualms with our setup there, but anyway. Our aerial that come with the van never actually worked one day, the very first day we got it, never worked since. We put 2 new ones on the top, never worked. I've got sick and tired of chasing up an aerial that will work, so we just bought this. It just comes off, we just undo it there. It's just a removable aerial, folds up and we put it in where our generator goes, and that works a treat. You don't even need a booster for that thing. We're getting TV here, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. We'll get Vic going on and she can show you the inside of the van. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.
G'day guys, Vic here from Old Mac Crew, taking over from Blisso. I'm going to give you a look inside our van. Now, this is what our van looks like after 4 months on some really tough 4-wheel drive remote tracks. So, no judge, but let's have a bit of a look. So the first thing I wanted to show you is the grass mat we use. So I said to Bliss, I really reckon one of those muck mats would be great. And he said, muck mat? I'll get you a $5 piece of grass from Bunnings. And he did. And it actually works really, really well. It works so well that when we were in Cairns, I got him to get me another piece. And we actually use it outside. So this one stays in all the time. And I give it a sweep. And the big piece I just shake out. We roll it up. They're rubber backed. And I just roll it up and put it in the toolbox. So they saved such a lot of sand, dust, red dirt coming into our van. They were absolutely worth it, the $5. So come in and have a bit of a look. So up the top here we've got the bunks in our Tanami. This top bunk, we do have kids in it, but at the moment, because it's just the two of us, we've taken the top mattress out and we've used all that for storage. That's where we've got our clothes and bits and pieces. Our jackets are right up that end, which we've never worn this trip, but if we did need them, they were there. Every one of these beds has got a light and a double point for a 12 volt and 2 USB ports. And this is Mon's bed, and she was with us at the start of the trip, so she was in it. And I've actually just got a that's her doona, but I've actually just got this cheap throw over the top of it so it doesn't actually wreck her bed. And then we've used all that since she's been gone for storage as well. We've just got towels and bits and pieces we've accumulated on the way in there. If you come in on the floor, we actually bought these while we were on the road, and they're all from Kmart, just a few bathroom mats that make life a bit easier. I actually sweep this one and it comes up pretty good. Take these ones out and shake them. They just feel nice under your feet. One of the things I love, these beautiful, makes it feel a bit more like home, especially when you're away for such a long time. This is us on Fraser Island. This is our big chick down in the snow. And it just makes everything feel a little bit more like our house, I suppose. And it has been our house for 4 months. So I just quite like them. And they're actually made of material, so you can just peel them off and remove them, change them up, whatever you want to do. I'll give you a very quick look at our bathroom because at the moment it's covered in sand. There you go, Blisso. So we've got the fusion locks like everyone's got. Both of these survived the trip. Didn't lose anything there, didn't have anything come off, all good. The one thing I will show you, don't show the floor, is this. When we left home, before we even bought the caravan, I got this, and it had one of those beautiful smoky glass holders, lasted about 4 minutes, smashed, but I kept this, and I don't ever use it in the toilet. What I use it for is cleaning the floor of this bathroom because it's got that plastic pattern bottom. It can be a bit hard to clean, but this thing gets it up perfect every time. So just run a bit of shower water, give it a really good scrub, and it comes up spotless. So this is, I'll never throw this out, it's actually a cracker. Other than that, our bathroom's pretty stock standard, same as everyone else's, I suppose. We've got a couple of little hooks here that we bought, put on, they've survived the trip. And then we've got these hooks on the outside where we hook our towels that we use specifically for the shower here. You'll notice here there's a couple of hooks for some Fusion. They were the original ones that Fusion put out, and they had the plastic clips on them. The plastic clips did not survive the Gibb. But these ones, which are their new gen ones that have the metal clips, did not move. So we never took them off when we were traveling. We didn't put them away. They stayed there and they stayed firm. And I think it's because they've got the metal clips on them. So obviously Fusion took on board the feedback and made that one little adjustment that's really made a big difference. So you'll see here, I've got a bit of Velcro happening. Bought these Velcro dots, stuck them to the stubby holders, and just stick them to the wall. So that I've got one here. That's actually where we put our cigarette lighter. It's got one on the back too, and we put it there so that we always know where it is if we need to light the fire or things like that, because those things can be like hen's teeth when you've lost one. Over here, this is a tip someone gave me while we were on the road, and I really love it. It's these little clips that you just get from Officeworks or whatever, and then you can hang whatever you want from these hooks. So I've actually got Blisso's Good shirts hanging by the collar with these little clips just here. This is our laundry basket, so all of our dirty stuff goes in here. It's pretty good quality, and then I just cart that when we go to the laundromat, and done. Up here we've got the drawer systems. These have all Mon's clothes in them. They're not super deep, but yeah, they do the job. Here, this was one big drawer, and you'll notice a lot of these drawers, from the banging around and the dust, Bliss just needs to do some work on the clips. It's not a big deal, but he can fix them. This was one big space, and it just wasn't ideal, so Bliss actually put this drawer in himself, and it just made the space a lot more usable. We keep our technology there, all our maps and bits and pieces, and the fire extinguishers down the bottom. So yeah, just a bit more user friendly. And he actually did the same with the storage space up the other end. So in this space here, he has made me, which was actually all hanging space, he's made me these shelves. We got these drawers from Bunnings that seem to fit perfectly in there, and it just gave us so much more storage space. This one's got, we call it the hardware drawer. It has got pens, batteries, tissues, spare glasses, one of Mako's dummies, lots of bits and pieces in there. It fits heaps. This one's our technology drawer. It's got all our charging cords, all our electronics, our Bluetooth speakers, camera chargers, all of that's in there. And this is our first aid drawer. Up the top we've just got bits and pieces that didn't go anywhere else. Our cheese board, our cutting boards, I think that's a spare solar blanket Blisso's got there, and our wet bag. So it's just made that whole space so much better for the way we travel. Got these pockets here, that's our remotes there. Got the kick-ass telly. Got all this storage here, which, did you put that shelf in too?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him go, he's even put this shelf in, I forgot about that.
Yeah, except when I cut it, I got the white edging the wrong side, so I'm just going to get something on one or whatever it is one day, but it's not a big deal.
But you can see how much extra space it's given us just putting that shelf divider in there. It's actually kind of doubled what we could use it for. Now I suppose it just depends what your plans are and what you're using it for. And this is what I was talking about after 4 months on the road. Have a look in there. You can see there is a little bit of dust, a little bit of feedback. But considering where we've been, I'm really, really happy with it. There's nothing there that couldn't just be wiped over, which I will do when we get home. Got our sink here and a $2 Kmart bin and our 2-burner stove. So we don't really use it, we never use this for cooking. We do use it when it's windy, and we boil the jug in here. So even when we stop on the side of the road, if it's a bit windy and a bit horrid, we just pop the door open. Don't open the lid or anything, just pop the door open and boil the jug on that, and it takes 5 minutes. So that's been really handy. Got the aircon, which we always use when we're on power, because if you're paying for it, why not? And when we're off grid, we use this. We got this from Anaconda. It's just a 12-volt fan, and we love it. It's done us every hot night we've had. We've never had an uncomfortable night, would you say, Bliss?
No. This makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Just for the airflow. Open your windows, of course, and have that on, and yeah, it works really well.
Our bed is a king size. it has king size sheets and a king size doona. I'm so glad even before we got this van, I got all the linen, and I got a really good quality set of sheets. Underneath that, it has a bamboo topper and then a second topper and then the fitted sheet. I'm so glad that we got the good quality sheets and the good quality, that's a good wool doona. So we went with, because we knew that we were going to be doing big trips, we went with similar stuff to what we'd use at our own house, and it's really made a big difference to how comfortable we are. And then I got this for Bliss at Christmas last year, just before we left, and it's just a little throw, and it's me, Blisso, and our dog Cable. So just thought it was cute. We've also got the chargers at the end there at our bed. That's my phone charger plugged in and the fan plugged in there. Blisso's got his phone charger on his side of the bed. And just one quick thing, that's probably the inside of our van done, but there have been so many people when we've been travelling around that have asked to have a look at this van, asked if they can have a quick peek inside. We're really keen to have a look. And one of the main things they wanted to know was how painful it is to take all the bedding off every day. And that's not the case. We do not take this bedding off when we pack the van up. So packing up's my job, and literally I just pick that up, push it back a little bit, I've got the TV in the road, and pull it back. Wifey out, that's it, that's all we do. Then when we get to where we're going, Bliss unfolds the end, I'm in here, he pops it up because I can't reach the roof, and then you just pull it down, and just grab that and fold it back. That's literally it. We do not ever take any of the bedding off this when we move. So I don't know where that misconception came from, but you definitely don't. There's plenty of space to just leave it all on there, pillows and all, we leave it all on there. All right, that is the inside of Old Mac Crew Tanami 15. If you've got any questions about anything that we've done, or you want to know anything else, hit us up and we will get back to you straight away, answer any of your questions. But after living in this van for 4 months on some of the toughest, roughest tracks where I felt like I could kiss the bitumen when we finally got back to civilization, I wouldn't change it. And a lot of people said to us, if you're thinking about doing 12 months on the road, would you get a bigger van? And we wouldn't. We can live in this. We can still love each other in this. We've never had a blue that's forced Blisso to sleep outside. We could easily live in it, and we will. We have no plans to change the size or upgrade to a different van. We love this one. It works for us, and it's never let us down in a big way. All right, that's it. Wifey out. If you've got any questions, hit us up down below. And Bliss told me to say he's getting on the YouTube, so check out Old Mac Crew on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.